Hello, you're welcome. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can get the quotient, that is the integer part of your division after you've performed division in Excel, as well as the remainder part of your division. We're also going to be looking at the greatest common divisor, how to get this during the course of your analysis. Now let's get started. So the first that we're going to be looking at is the quotient. So for the quotient, it is like the part of your division that involves that integer number that you get once you divide a number by another number. So you do not want the decimal part of that number, but just the integer part, so that you can be able to also get the remainder from that same number. So if I want to do this, I'll be using the quotient function. So we just do equal to, and then my quotient. Now I want to divide 26 by 6. Okay, so 26 is my numerator and my denominator is 6. And I want the result returned without a decimal, so that I can find my remainder later. Okay. So I will just select this 26 and then select the 6 and enter. So you can see 26 divided by 6 is 4. So it's returning the integer part of this division without any decimal or fraction part. So I can copy this down. And you'll notice that for 45 divided by 8, the answer is 5. And 84 divided by 12, the answer is 7. So we are only returning the integer part, and we do not want to have the decimal or the fraction part of this very division. Now, for this very thing that we just performed now, we can actually use the trunc function, even though it is different from the quotient function. But if you want to do this same kind of performance, we can use the trunc function, since it returns a number and truncates it. Okay, so if I type trunc here, you see what it does. It truncates a number to an integer by removing the decimal or fractional part of the number. So you can see that in this case, it actually truncates a number to an integer. Okay, for this one, it performs division. But here we can use it to also perform this kind of analysis by doing a division there. So I can enter a number, enter this number, and then divide by 6. Okay, so once I do this now, it will perform that truncation to return just the number without the decimal part or the fraction part. If I enter and I copy down, you see that it provides me exactly the same results here. Okay. Now we can check for our remainder. So if you look here, we divided 26 by 6 and we have 4. But when we multiply 6 by 4, we're having 24. It means we have 2 remaining, okay, to make up for 26. So to be able to get this remainder, we use the mode function. So mode, and then we select the number, which is this 26, and then the divisor, which is 6. So once we enter, you see that it returns 2, and which is the remainder that we are looking for from here. Okay. So when we copy this down, you see that we have the remainders. Okay. So for this last this second to the last, where we divided 108 by 18, you see that we have 6 returned as a quotient, and then the remainder is 0, which tells us that it effectively divides this without remainder. Same is for the fourth row, where we have gamma inc. So we can see 84 divided by 12 gives us 7 without any remainder, and we can see it here. And finally, we want to see how you can get the greatest common divisor. Okay, so for the greatest common divisor, you want to see the greatest number that can divide 26 as well as 6 in this our second row. Okay, so I will just use the GCD function and then select 26 and select 6. So you can see that 2 is the greatest common divisor of these very numbers. So 2 is the biggest number that can divide 26 as well as 6 effectively. For 45 and 8, what we have is 1. For 84 and 12, we are having 12. And this can be very useful while performing your analysis, depending on what you want to do, if it involves division and getting of remainders, quotients, and greatest common divisor. I hope you've been able to find this video helpful. Please, if you have, kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.